Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is Create Your Own Cozy. On today's video, I'm going to be upcycling some projects of things that I had around my house that I just wanted to kind of upgrade and make more my current style, or that I had in my stash from thrift store finds. I am going to be using some decoupage paper from JRV Vintage. This is not their current release, it's the bigger sheet, but I do know that one of the smaller sheets is in this particular pattern. So if you want to see how I upcycle these projects, stick around. So this project is a simple one for this video, but it is not a simple project. See right here, I have an old book that I let my daughter create the word create at Pinners Conference. Hey friends, good morning. This is my oldest Piper and we are at the Pinners Conference today in Atlanta, Georgia, by learning how to fold books. So I did not know if she was going to be able to do it, and she did such a fabulous job. Now it's up to me to update the cover with one coat of skeleton key and then some clear wax on the top. And then I wanted the word create to stand out. So I decided to grab some scrapbook paper. Scrapbook paper is not just for scrapbooking, guys. There are so many fun options out there. So I decided to find some that I had in my stash because I collected some of this paper a while back. And this is the brand, I believe it's at Hobby Lobby, and it's a double-sided scrapbook paper. But Piper had to take out some of the pages so that the letters would be centered in the book. So I just used one of those as a template, cut the paper out so that it was nice and square, and then just used some good old-fashioned kids' school glue. You can see that this is the bright purple from my younger one so that she can see where the glue is and it dries clear. Just put it in here. The paint covered up the red, and then this would be a nice backdrop for the letters to kind of stand out, and this is going to be displayed in my basement studio. Now, I shared this on Facebook and a number of you said you wanted a tutorial on this. The particular pattern for the word create was something given to her at a class, and basically you measure, it tells you this page, measure here and here, then fold, and it is a tedious process, like can take between 2 and 4 hours. But my daughter is going to look for something that's out there already published on Pinterest and maybe teach you guys how to use that so that it is not grabbing someone else's idea. But as you can see, she folded the word create. We are going to be working on showing you how to do something in a tutorial coming up, but I just updated the outside of it so that it fit my decor, and I am so excited to have this in my space. My next project is going to be a container, and I am enjoying doing containers lately, so let's do it. I got this wooden oval box for $2 at a thrift store, took off all the stickers, and then decided to do 2 coats of skeleton key. If I was just leaving this painted, because the sticker got some of the paint off, I could have sanded this top right here, but I knew I was going to be using some paper, and it would be very much hidden once I put some decoupage paper on the top. So I did 2 coats of skeleton key, and then did a coat of big top over the top to seal in this clay-based DIY paint. And then I could move on to the JRV decoupage paper that I had in my stash. This is the Monachromatic is what this is called. Now, this is the large piece that I've had in my stash for a while. They did just do a release where they also used this same paper in a smaller page. So if you like this, you can get the smaller too. And then look what I did, guys. I measured it and I wasn't paying attention. Ugh. Do you ever do that? Anyway, I was like, I know I could have piecemealed it together, but let's come up with plan B. I'm trying to use this entire piece on all of my projects today, so I just moved it to this space, made sure I didn't cut through the center of my design this time, but I do know that you need to kind of put too much paper on there and then do your decoupage. I am using Liquid Patina from DIY, which I have really enjoyed this so much better than Mod Podge. And I did a solid layer. I think originally I wasn't putting a thick enough layer on, so it probably needs more than like a nice little layer of paint. It needs it to be more like a nice layer of glue, if that makes sense. So I put that on there, and after I sanded off the edges, realized I wanted a little bit more. So I am just using water around this little butterfly part so that I could rip the edges, and so it wasn't a nice crisp cut. And so I'm just ripping around the edges of the butterfly, and then I'm going to put that in the middle of the container for this cute little butterfly container. My next project is a cute little raw wood birdhouse that I got at a thrift store. I think I paid around $4 or $5 for it, but birdhouses always do really well for me in the booth. You can see it has this little piece on the bottom, so it either is ready for a stand outside or can sit on a little pillar if it's used as decor. So for this little corner section, I'm just pressing down the crease so that I can cut a nice line, since that's not going to easily be sanded off. I'm going to use liquid patina and just go space by space and put it down, rub it in, try to get as many of the wrinkles out. I am very impressed with how fine or how dainty but strong this paper is, if that makes sense. I did move it around quite a bit. I put my hands all over it and I did not have any problems with it. I ended up using the brush with liquid patina on it over the top of the paper to get a lot of the bubbles out, and you can see I'm just sanding in a downward motion after it's completely dry and it comes right off. I did paint this whole thing with white linen from DIY Cottage color, so it already had a top coat built in, and then just sanded it back for a nice weathered look. What do you guys think about this one? This project is an old Ikea box that I purchased a super long time ago. It was in my house, and look, I never did anything to it. It is just raw wood. But I do have to say that these are not square. I mean, when you get this thing from Ikea, they're basically, here are a bunch of little tiny nails, and you do it with the hammer. So this is not a perfect box, but I did go ahead and do the top and the front with white linen from DIY Cottage Colors because that's where the paper's going to be. And then for the other parts, I decided to use skeleton key, and I made sure that I did some spraying with my water spritzer. I got that water spritzer from Hobby Lobby, and it helps just kind of smooth the paint out as it's going on. Now I'm trying to figure out how to do this paper well. I decided to start on the top so it was less complicated without the drawers. Learned early on I was not putting enough liquid patina on there, but again, you can see that I mess with this paper quite a bit, and there's only one little piece that kind of smudged, but I feel like I kind of pushed it to the brink just to see how far I could push it. I mean, I keep moving this. Like, this is paper that is saturated with liquid patina, and I am just messing with it. So I do this little section up top here. I get it as smooth as I can get it before moving on, and then I do the whole top part and then do liquid patina over the top, and then move on to the drawers. The drawers were a little bit more complicated because, again, this is not a square box. So there were parts of it where the paper wasn't hitting all the way, and I just did the best I could with this. I love distressed. This is going to be distressed. I'm probably going to give my girls the right to claim this before putting it up for sale. So this is for home use, and this is something that we have been using. It's great for supplies. So I'm just going over the top here, getting the paper on it the best that I can, and then letting it dry all the way. I do use like a letter opener at one point to kind of let the paper give a little bit so I can get it to adhere a little better, and then I do use like a straight edge when it's all done to get it all out, and then I sand all the edges off so that it is the best looking thing that it can be. I'm going to let you watch me play with this a little bit more before you see the final results. What I did find with this project is when you had liquid patina on the brush, so there was some product on the brush, you could go over the top of these wrinkles and get the air out pretty easily without messing with the integrity of the paper. Just wanted to sneak back in and say that. So guys, what did you guys think of the projects in this week's video? I know my favorite was this one, most of all because my kid did it, but I'm excited that while the creativity is in them, that I can be along for the ride to encourage them to use that creativity. I know a lot of times it is not something that is practical when it comes to like life purpose and stuff, but guys, if this is what you love doing, do it. And I want my kid to learn that. I'm excited that I've updated this so that it goes with my space, and it's in here to remind me that this is a family affair around here, that I want to bring my kids into the creativity. What was your favorite project? I would love to know in the comments below. If you are not already subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell to all so you get updated every time I upload a new video. I know I'm always on the move, and this weekend is no different. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this video, we are already in Florida. My sister is gracious enough. She has a beach house in Florida, and she allows our family the use of it, which is something that we wouldn't have access to if she did not offer that for free. So I am so thankful that we are able to go down there. I was born and raised in Orlando, Florida, so it's nice to be able to share a little bit of my Floridianness with my kids, even though I am now totally a Georgian at heart, and my kids are Georgia Peach girls. So blah, 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 blah. I apparently am rambling. I'm going to stop that now, and I am going to say I hope you guys are creating. I hope you're having a great time just getting your creativity on. I just wanted to encourage you that even if you're not doing it to sell or make money, do it because it's good for you. Hoping to hit the Goodwill bins while we're in Florida. We do not have those in Georgia. So next week while I'm on spring break, if I get a video out, it will be a Goodwill bins extravaganza because I don't get to do it very often. So I hope that you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.